Okay. Well, I guess I just lost that video. I don't know. I was trying to, I guess I was trying to move it down, but I'm not sure what happened. Anyway, don't waste your time saying to yourself, "I've got time. I've got time. I've got time." If there's nothing else that I've got from um, Chadwick Boseman is that you don't have the time that you think you have, and so live your life from that awareness. I have this moment, and what is it I want to do in this moment? What's the most valuable thing I can do in this moment for myself, on the planet? Because whatever you do for yourself is ultimately going to impact others in a positive way, which then ripples out into the world. So take the action. What is the action? First of all, you need to identify what it is. What are those things? I have one friend of mine, I know she's got like 16 things she wants to get done. And it's a swimming pool and this with the house and that. And it's just one by one ticking them off the list. And as we do those things, we realize they're important to us and they fuel us. They help us feel better and they help us be stronger as we walk this journey. So that's part of what I want you to realize is when you think you have so much time, you put things off, you're really robbing yourself of a wonderful experience. Because when you dive into those experiences of what you say you want to do, it shifts you. It shifts what's happening inside of you. It elevates your energy. You're not walking around holding on to this, I wish I could have, I should have. You're not doing that. You're living in the moment. You're recognizing that this is the moment, this is the time I have, and in this moment, this is the action I choose to take. These are the thoughts I choose to think. For the end result, ultimately, is going to impact your heart. So I haven't been here maybe at least a week. I took off that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when I heard about Chaswick Bowl and I was Bozeman, and then throughout that week, I was just kind of quiet. And then when the weekend came again, I just couldn't, had nothing to say. I couldn't stop the tears. And even I just saw something that said they had a private ceremony for him. I don't know what it is about him leaving the planet and making a transition that was such an impact. But they're all wake up calls as far as I'm concerned. It's like knocking on the door, wake up, wake up, wake up. What was that? Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. That's the way it is. And I believe the universe is using whatever it needs to get our attention, to get us to wake up, to get us to pay attention, to get us to live the quality lives that we came here to live, which means we're not going to be on automatic pilot, which means we are going to have to think more for ourselves because all the structures are falling down and falling apart, which means we have to turn to something bigger than ourselves and believe in that to carry us through the rough waters and anchor ourselves in that as we go forward. It also means that as we make the shifts and changes, as you forgive whoever you need to forgive, as you let go of the frustration that you may be feeling, as you let go of the disappointment in this country, as you begin to let go of some of those things that weigh you down, it gradually begins to shift you to shake off some of that and really dive within and say, what is it that I want for my life? What is the quality of the life that I want to live? How is it that I want to feel? No matter what's going on out there, how is it I want to feel? And begin to move toward that expeditiously. It's not, you can take some baby steps to get started, but if you're looking to shift something in your business as coaching or as an entrepreneur, to get with the coach that's going to do that. Are you willing to shift your relationship with money and make peace with it? Get with the person who's going to help you do that. Are you willing to have greater health and ease and comfort as you're moving through this world so you're not huffing and puffing and worrying about going up and down steps, or if there was an emergency and you had to run, you're worried about running? Get that physicality taken care of and do it. You and I are being called to step into the power we have to navigate our own individual lives, our feelings, and our emotions for our own happiness and fulfillment. It's not going to come from out there. There's nothing that anyone can say to us out there that's going to take care of this. And what we say, even what I say, it lasts on a temporary basis. But what really is going to impact you is what you say and then the action that you take to follow up with that. What is it that you need to shift in your life right here and right now in those four areas? Is it your health and your heart? Is it your faith and your finance? What is it for you that you want to focus on? To live the most incredible life in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of Santa Ana's, in the midst of enormous heat, 109 temperature. We've got like 20 fires in this one where we are in Southern California. Clearly, the universe is shifting and changing, and it wants us to do the same. And oftentimes, we want to get onto something. Let me hold on to this because it's familiar. Let me hold on to it because I know what it's going to do. And the universe is taking all that away from us and said, no, the only thing you get to hold on to is that infinite power and presence that's guiding and directing your life. That's what you hold on to. Let go of the anger. Let go of the frustration. Let go of the fear. Let go of the disappointment. All it's doing is blocking the good that can come into you, the peace that can come, the understanding you're looking for, the solutions you're wanting, and the opportunities that you need. We can't say, I want peace, but then stay mad at your sister, your cousin, whoever, and stay mad at the president, stay mad at everybody. You can't say, I want more love and joy in my life. Yeah, people still want love in their life right now, in the midst of this. You may realize that, hey, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on the planet. I'm tired of being by myself. People want love in their life. Go after that. Go for that. This isn't a time to sit like a deer in headlights and say, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? This is a time to really open up and see, yeah, what is it you're going to do? What is it you want to do? What are the actions you're willing to take to make that happen in your life? Because that's what we're being called to do. To pay attention, to be present to our dreams, our goals. Fussing and fighting and arguing about the president isn't going to get you your dreams and your goals. Being upset and angry with family members and not releasing that isn't going to get you the peace of mind that you want. Black people being mad at white people isn't going to get you the solutions that you want. The divide is just so big, it won't give us the solutions. I was looking at news recently. I was reading it, and it was talking about how people outside look at the United States. And one of the examples I thought was so interesting, and I remember when we were held this way. We're not held that way anymore. And what they were saying was that the guy was saying that everybody's having problems. All countries are having problems, their elections and everything. And he was saying that, it's like we were in our little sailboat and we were bumping along and having our problems. And, we're trying to work things out in our little countries. And then here comes this big, huge cruise ship next to our little sailboat. And it's like we look at this cruise ship that we admired it. We looked up to this cruise ship. We always wanted to be on that cruise ship. It's like, and the cruise ship is on fire. And on every single deck, people are arguing. It's like, I cannot believe that is the United States. And I thought, well, I guess that puts it in perspective, huh? So the arguing, you can let that go. Unless you can interact with someone in some kind of peaceful way that brings an awareness that allows you to understand them better and they understand you better, just be okay with walking by and staying out the conversation. Because that's what we're being called to do, to dive within ourselves, to understand what we have to bring to the situation that we're in right now and bring it, or to understand, oh, there's my restaurant on TV, to understand what we have to offer in the conversation and bring that. But recognize when we're thinking and you hear yourself, listen for it. Oh, I have enough time, I'll do that later. No. You have enough time, you do it now, because now is all we have. Now is it. Now in this moment. This moment we march. This moment we prepare for the election. This moment we pull together and help share our food with others. This moment we help our small businesses stay alive. This moment we hug close to those we love and pull them close to us. This moment is the moment that we live in, because this is the only moment that we have. So I trust you're doing okay. I just couldn't get myself back on here. I'm Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is probably a good place for me to start. Although today is Tuesday, because Monday was a holiday. I trust that you found some peace and solace in your holiday. What I do? Oh, yeah, my son played a gig, and I listened to them and sat outside. Fires are everywhere, so we've got ash on all the cars. The air's quality is terrible. I mean, the whole universe is shifting, and we are having to shift with it as well. Prayers to any of you who might even have the time to hear this, that are struggling with homelessness or struggling to pay your bills, struggling to make sure there's food on your tables for your families, and just worried, period, about where's your next going to come. And if there's any solace, is to try as best you can to stay right here where you are in this moment, because in this moment you very well may be okay. And when we're trying to say what's next, that can get us really worked up because we don't know the answer. So the best you can, stay in this moment, stay present. I'll do my best to be here at least every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Um, and, you know, I cry when I cry because that's obviously what my body needs, and I keep on going. Um, you know, it's September, we're heading into Halloween, then it's going to be the election. I get to share the election with my birthday. And then with the Thanksgiving, they're already talking about, it's amazing to listen to America because America's already talking about how to make it possible for people to shop. As if people don't need to keep every bit of money they have, how they make it possible for people to shop. And I understand there's a balance between shopping and the economy and all those things, but there's a lot of people in the store, there's a lot of exposure, and there's a lot of people who are trying to really, not trying, who want to make peace with money and not spend it as they have in the past. But I keep watching America's Machine, keep going. They're already talking about, they're already prepping you to know what you're supposed to do. Because remember, TV just tells you what you're supposed to do. And that you're going to go out early, you're going to be shopping sooner, you're going to be shopping faster, that they've marked things down because they couldn't sell them so you can get a good price. All that brainwashing. When they know every person on this planet needs to keep just about every single bit of money they have to take care of themselves, their family, their children, their bills, keep a roof over their head, and be able to be in this process and be present, be in happiness, and still be in joy. So that's all I got for today. Take good care. I started one, I pushed the button and ended it, so this is the second one. So we'll put them both up there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Good morning, community. How are you? Good afternoon, East Coast, New York. I'm going to get better. I'm going to move closer and closer to 9 instead of 9:30 and 9:45. I just want to get back in the saddle, so to speak. Uh, I'm Janine Macklin, transformational speaker, your wealth guide and catalyst. And my mission is really to empower women to shift their relationship with money. I really want you to make peace with money and to know what that would be like to live in peace with money, not worrying, not struggling, not trying to figure out how you're going to get your next client, not charging the prices for what you have to offer, but that you learn to make peace with money and become friends with money. And I started this journey in March, of course, like many of us, thinking it would last a few weeks, and we've been here under this experience of transformation and healing now, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months. And I am still finding myself completely connected to having to let Chadwick Boseman go, release him. He's made his transition. I'm real still not sure why it just hits me so hard, except for the light that I felt like he brought to the planet. And it was so brilliant in the places that he was showing up, in the roles that he was playing. It just felt like a gut punch to me. And I'm sure it must have felt like that to even those who are closer to him. And so, I kept thinking, we always think we have time. We always think we have time to write the book. We always think we have time to find the love. We always think we have time to live whatever the dream is, to accomplish the goal. We always think we have more time than we do. And they always tell us that. We're always told, you always think you have more time, but we still keep living like we're going to have more time. Oh, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow, and I'll do that tomorrow. And there was a young man in the midst of a dis-ease in his body that continued to realize that he only had so much time, so he continued to do what he felt like he needed to do and contribute to this world in a particular manner. And it just reminded me that we always think we have more time. So one of the first things I'd like you to look at in your life is, where are you holding that thought? Where is it, that thing that you want to do, that you know you want to do, but that you keep putting it off because you say, okay, I got time, I got time. And you base that on what? Because you're 25, 35, 45, maybe even 50 or 60. I have time, I have time. I'll do it another day, I'll do it then. I'll do all these other things first, and then I'll come back and do this. I just stopped by to tell you today, you don't have that kind of time. Whatever it is that's being placed on your heart on a consistent basis, it's for us to bring into either manifestation, to express, to talk about, to share, but more importantly, for us to take action on. So one of the first things I'd love for you to do is begin to look at where it is in your life where you say, oh, I've got time. Really see if you have the time, and what is the action that you need to be taking in, of course, those 4 areas of your life, as it relates to your health, as it relates to your heart, as it relates to your faith, as it relates to your finances. What are those actions that you need to be taking, you know you need to be taking, that you put off and figure, I can do that later, I can do that later? Who is the person you need to apologize to? Who is the person you need to fall in love with? Who is the person that you need to nurture? Who is the person that you need to shift the relationship or end the relationship? Where are those places that you know you've said, I have enough time, and hopefully you're getting the wake-up call that says you may not have as much time as you think. So the number one thing is, what's the action that you need to be taking in your life to bring into your life the fulfillment that you want? And usually they're tough decisions to make. But when we're pressed up against what's unfolding for us now, it really brings it to the forefront for us to make a choice for ourselves, for our happiness, for our wholeness. And as we do that for ourselves, it'll impact our country, it'll impact the world, it'll lift the vibration. So the first thing is to, notice where you have yourself or hear yourself saying, oh, I've got time, I've got time. Hear me in the background saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. Your time is now. This is the only time you have, is what's happening right here, right now, in this moment. How are you supposed to be using that time in a different way to bring yourself more fulfillment in the midst of all that's going on? Life is still going on. Things are shifting. Yes, the salons are now open. When I've driven down the streets, I've seen the canopies, and women have been doing hair outside. And to some degree, I'm like, this really isn't bad. Maybe we didn't need to be in the buildings with all the chemicals and all the processing and relaxers and all that stuff. Maybe some of it needed to be outside. I went out to dinner or brunch the last 2 weeks ends to support local restaurants that I used to always go to. And people were there and families were there, and we had our mask on, and we had lunch to support the businesses to keep them open. So where in your life do you need to be doing that thing that you keep thinking you have enough time to do? And I want you to know today that time is now. It could be as simple as you knew you were going to clean out your garage and you keep putting off doing the garage sale. It could be as simple as, I was going to take a particular class, and what's your excuse now for not doing it? What is it that you need to be doing in your life right now that you keep putting off, that's important to you and significant to you and to the value of who you are and what you're going to bring to the planet? Then what's the action you need to take? Because when we realize that, oh, I don't have enough time as I think, so maybe I need to do this, this, and this, what's the action you need to take? I was meeting a couple of weeks ago with a new financial advisor that a friend of mine had referred to me, and I just gave her everything I had, the savings accounts, the TD Ameritrade accounts, what was paid. I don't have any debt except for my mortgage, which I'm refining, to really look at, if I have so many years to be on this planet, what is it I need to be doing so that I have done what I said I wanted to do before I wake up one day and say, oh my God, I'm sick or I'm in the hospital, it's time for me to make my transition. So I don't want you to sit somewhere thinking, oh, I thought I had enough time. You don't, in that life is changing and the world is changing and shifts are happening. So when I say you don't have enough time, it's that where you could kind of, lay back and follow along with life and just go with the flow. It's different now, and I believe it's still calling us to step into the greatest being of who we could be on the planet. That each of us can step into something more amazing, be a different kind of person as we continue to walk this journey. We already know we're here until December. Well, really, we're here until we have a vaccine. We know the kids are home in spite of we wanted them in school, but we're hoping they'll get in there by January and February. So what are those things? Don't allow yourself to fall in that trap of, oh, I have enough time. Who are you mad at? Who are you angry at? Who gets on your nerves? Who can't you stand? You don't have time to say, oh, I'll tell them I'm sorry later, or I'll take care of that later. No, it's in you now. It's eating inside of you. It's not even impacting them. So now it's time for you to take care of you and realize you don't have enough time to be walking around holding grudges or being mad at people or being in fear or disappointment. You don't have time for that because anything could be happening and unfolding at any moment. As long as we're the captain of our ships, we're the one that's making the call. We're the ones that's making the decision. So I'm just inviting you to make strategic decisions for your life and what you want to see showing up in your life. Don't give yourself that excuse. Oh,